right. Who is ready for the grind? It is Monday, and I did not pre-record this last night. In fact, yesterday I ended up needing to take ibuprofen throughout the day. It was rough, but it's all kind of pointing to I need to figure out systems. And I had seen this in videos before, read this when looking up for help on just managing household type stuff, because now with the extra burden of really wanting to do this for me and trying to finish up projects, my husband's daily driver is broken. The engine is all apart, which means that I'm helping him with commuting, and that takes a lot of time. So in trying to do all of this, something that I'm reaching is burnout, and my normal methods of taking care of it aren't there for me, because I like to just have something sweet or have like charcuterie while watching like something on YouTube after my kids go to bed, just kind of get me out of it, or do things like lay in the hammock and be in the bath or something like that, but kind of while just like having a glass or two of wine. It's the kind of thing where it just takes the immediate, well, if I have the energy I should be cleaning, and so when I don't have those and I'm not relying on those, I am having a hard time turning my brain off to get to the point where it's like, instead of just trying to catch up on other stuff, I'm just gonna go take a bath right now. I don't do that, and I have a hard time naturally doing that. When I see stuff out, it's like I need to take care of cleaning that, and that's the same with these videos. I'm looking at used Q-tips and an empty soda can, and it's like, oh, in an empty package, and I'm having to tell myself, yes, I could just go put those things away right now, and if my priority was solely to keep the house clean, that's what I would do, but I really want to get in the habit of these, and I'm finding that doing these videos, it is somewhat a stress reliever for myself, so I want to do that. Did I already say that I'm Josephine? This is my channel, The Versatile Housewife, because I don't think that I had. But I'm learning, and in this area I'd like to share advice as I'm learning things. This is a new experience to me, but I am just learning. I'm looking at other people's advice right now, and this talking to you, getting the opportunity to just catch up with those few of you who do watch. I see you, and I appreciate your support in this. I know that we are new parents together. It's pretty stressful, even just to fight. It's so something that, with getting into fitness and things like that, you'll hear the term food noise, but I know if you are focusing on homemaking and items like that, it's clutter. The noise that clutter has, unfinished tasks, it all has a noise where it's like we can't take our focus off of it, and it just, when I force myself to not work on something, sorry, it's just building up this noise and this stress, and it's like I could actively take a bath, and the whole time I'm going to be feeling as though I'm wasting my time, and that's kind of hard. And that's where like having substances for, and by substances I literally mean like having like a nice slice of cake, where the sugar hits, the dopamine hits, and it's just a little something outside of that. So I'm learning to work on systems where if I have a system and I go through the motions and I get it done, that is where my sense of completion comes, especially with dealing with like hand, mouth, and foot disease recently, and myself being very tired and quite possibly having had it, because in adults it doesn't present as openly as with the kids. Unfortunately, I didn't get any fevers, but I've still been very tired. In dealing with that, I need systems in the house. Like if I fall asleep in the middle of the day and I didn't even plan to, I was holding my youngest and just laying next to my oldest, and I ended up falling asleep. I did not mean to. And so in that time my body needed sleep. I was reaching burnout, but I still felt like, oh, I could have done more. But I think when I woke up, I just kind of realized, if I needed sleep so bad, like I'm important to take care of it as well. And that's something that I know with a lot of these homes, I try to be honest. I aim for tidy, and I aim for sanitary in the main areas, kitchen, bathrooms. And outside of that, a lot of times with the playroom, I clean up. Sometimes my idea of done for the day is just I shove the toys in there. They didn't get sorted. They're just in the playroom, close the door, call it a day. At least my living room is a little bit more peaceful. Sometimes there is like smeared yogurt on the sofa covers. Now, part of the reason I have sofa covers is so I can strip them, put them in the wash, worry about it later, as opposed to, oh shoot, they got it directly on the couch, I need to clean it right now. And there's things that you can do to help with that, but I have to remind myself, why did I get those covers? Because I find that sometimes I'm holding myself to the standard. I need to strip it right now, clean it right now, it's got dried yogurt on it. If I get to it in a day or two, if I am sick, I need to rest, especially if I'm trying to do something so physically demanding of myself. And, you know, sometimes it's like, well, maybe I shouldn't be doing this. And the thing is I want to get my foot in the water. I don't have to place. I don't have to win. But if it's something that I want to do throughout my 30s as my kids are older, like I get very nervous and I at least want to get my foot in the door, and I want kind of the scaries of it being the first time out as far as like doing a bodybuilding show. And so I'm trying to come up with systems because I need to stick with meal plans and prioritizing all these whole foods. I'm going to the grocery store more, and that's something that I could do. Within the past couple of days, we ran out of like milk and cortisone cream. Although fortunately the open blisters, there's no more open blisters. It's all scabbing over on my kids, so that is good. But like, well, I'm not going to actively go to the store, and I've had issues with delivery. Like delivery can be great, but it's like you're always expected to tip, and I kind of live a little bit out of the way, so it's like I don't want to not tip. And then not just that, it's like a lot of times that if they won't have something, they either won't substitute it or they'll substitute it with like something wrong or now like more expensive, and I can't plan around that. Or getting broken stuff. The amount of times I've gotten rotten fruit. So I don't worry about delivery anymore. I'm not pregnant. I'm not brand new postpartum, where dealing with going out is worse than, you know, trying to get even more fruit, or just waiting or prioritizing frozen. So I'm learning the systems. I'm trying to figure it out. But right now, that is my goal. Learning systems that works for me is my goal, and I'm just hoping that takes my mind off of things. But yeah, being sick stinks. A sick household stinks, and there's something to be said with dealing with burnout. You are so productive and you don't have outlets, and I understand why certain people turn to things. Doesn't mean that it's right to rely on those as crutches, because now I don't have a healthy, sober alternative, and it's hard. So, and I can't, like, honestly, like, it's not really a good idea to just end up spontaneously napping in the day, but it's hard to close my, you know, I had talked about in a previous video, closing the kitchen allows you to have everything else kind of clean, because when everybody is crying, I'm hungry, make me something now, and you're in there making a mess, not only did you halt progress everywhere else, you have to restart the cleaning progress in the kitchen. And so at night, it's like, well, now's my chance to catch up on everything. Trying to close my brain off from not just like closing the kitchen, but closing it to prioritize just, you know what, that is what it is. I'm going to go to sleep because I'm not able to keep up with the day. It's hard. So I'm not perfect. I don't know all the tips and tricks. This is something that I'm learning. This is new to me. And if this is something at all that you are wanting to do, bodybuilding while being a full-time parent, yeah, welcome on the journey. Feel free to subscribe. On Mondays, I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to try to do more vlogging videos because I do like being consistent with you guys. If you like this, give it a thumbs up. If you want to just talk in the comment section, that's great too, sharing your struggles. It's a little bit of a struggle bus recently, but I think I want to start using this as more just an outlet, because I do love when I get those occasional comments. It's like fuel to keep me going, and it's nice to have a community. And although I now have friends, a lot of it's still through texting, because when everybody's getting sick, because my kids weren't the only ones that ended up getting sick, you know, we're not meeting up. So I'm not hanging out with my friends. But I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I got some project items coming up that I look forward to sharing. Unfortunately, I don't know how much of that fun actively in progress I'm gonna be able to share versus just like maybe not the best before and then the after, because I need to paint the truck. I don't even know if I'll put that on here. I have a channel with vehicles with my husband, so that might just go there. But at least the interior, getting it clean, is, you know, that's shareable here, because that has to do with car seats, getting it freshened up, stuff like that. But I'm excited for what is to come. I'm excited because I think that once I'm done with the show, I think I will have learned a lot of tools that are going to help me just in general. And I'm excited for that. And I'm excited that I have been forced to use so many whole foods. I've been using protein shakes a lot. But one huge hill that I've dealt with recently is my kids not wanting to eat good quality foods. You know, it's like ever since I tasted mac and cheese, that's all I want kind of deal. And now, because I have established this is what I'm eating, this is what your dad is eating, they want in. They want in. So my grocery bill is also going up, but they're having the berries with us. They're having greens with us, and they're asking for it, as opposed to like, oh, you can't make me eat that. No, I want that. Oh, you're gonna eat that. Can you give me some? Which, since I have to mark everything, I cannot just give you some. But I will say that is one item, and maybe I should just focus on that. So what I'm gonna focus on is any wins, even if the loses, the losses, whatever, are 2xing. If I get even just one win, I will take that. And that win is the loss is way more cooking, way more, because they like it fresh too as I'm making it, not just frozen and then in the oven again. So when I'm saying like fresh whole foods, sometimes it is fresh whole foods, but it's like I made lasagna and put it in the freezer or whatever, and they want it right then as I'm making it, which is stressful, but they want healthy foods. I think I got kind of stuck there. So I'm gonna go about the rest of my day. I hope you are doing well, and I'm gonna sign off now. Bye.